Hi, this is Rob Ryder again. I just wanted to spend a little more time talking to you about some of the different wonderful opportunities at community colleges around Ohio and really the country. So I have a few notes here, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about two types of employment that are frequently available to individuals at community colleges. The reality is that there aren't many tenure-track positions available anymore. There occasionally can be ones found, but many community colleges have moved towards the model of utilizing contractors, i.e. adjunct instructors, to teach the majority of classes, and then there's a small core of full-time employees, full-time instructors who are tenure-track and then also assume many of the different administrative responsibilities within the department as well as teach. So this leaves open to many instructors a lot of different adjunct opportunities as well as ACF opportunities, annually contracted faculty positions. Both can be wonderful opportunities, and I wanted to just spend a little bit of time talking about some of the differences. Adjunct instructing is really a flexible and wonderful opportunity for individuals who have busy schedules. I'm currently a father of a beautiful one-year-old named Finley, and my wife and I have chosen to go down to part-time work, essentially. Both of us have decided to do that. Money's been a little bit tighter, but we've had this wonderful time that we can spend with our son. So an adjunct teaching position has really been perfect for me. And then my wife is working 80%, or she basically takes one day off a week. This basically lessens some of our childcare responsibilities and has worked out really well. In an adjunct position, you're teaching up to 12 credit hours per semester, or most institutions will allow up to 12 credit hours per semester, but don't allow you to exceed that. So that can create some financial challenges at times if you really need more courses or need additional income any given semester. One way to do that is through what's referred to as an annually contracted faculty position, where individuals are given instead of a one semester contract, which is what's usually used in adjunct positions, individuals can be given a annual contract, and part of an annual contract often involves much greater teaching responsibilities. At Columbus State Community College, the number of credit hours taken on by annually contracted faculty members are 21 versus a maximum of 12 for an adjunct position. So this does open up the opportunity to a lot more potential pay, and it is a lot of teaching. Often departments will do what they can to assist with making a load that's a little bit easier to manage, doing things such as offering some online classes. In some cases, some credits or some of those 21 credit hours are comprised of office hours, so that can lessen the load a little bit too. But usually I've found in an annually contracted position or annually contracted faculty position, one is teaching a minimum of about 5 or 6 classes versus 3 to 4 in a adjunct type of role. So just wanted to share those with you quickly. The other thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about for just a moment is the type of work that can prepare one for teaching at a community college. Obviously, serving as a TA can be a wonderful opportunity at the great institution you're attending, such as University of Findlay or other graduate programs that you might be studying at. So a TA-ship where you're teaching one or more freshman or first-year composition courses, those can be wonderful opportunities to get your feet wet in teaching. Other things that really can be good are any type of work that involve interacting with the public. I can honestly say that my working as a TA was a wonderful opportunity to learn tremendous amounts of information that improved my teaching, but I learned as much from the many different customer service jobs I've held over the years, from working retail. I worked as a tea salesperson at Teavana, a tea store at the mall while I was in graduate school. I've done other types of retail jobs, and those types of jobs that prepare one to think quickly on their feet, basically put the customer first, and interact well with others. Those are all the types of skills that are really going to be beneficial as one goes into teaching. The other thing I just wanted to mention really quickly too that's really wonderful about teaching as an adjunct or teaching at a community college as opposed to, say, a high school per se. I've never taught, I've done student teaching, but have not taught at the high school level before, but it really seems to me that teaching at a community college, there's a lot more flexibility in the types of assignments you give and the types of work that you have students prepare in your classes. For example, at Columbus State, they're very flexible in terms of course themes. So for one of my composition courses that I teach, I have food, culture, and society as one of my themes. I'm a big foodie. I love blogging about food and writing about the topic, and so I have food as one of the themes for one of my classes, and it really works well. Students can write about things ranging from genetically modified foods in our diet to the ethical implications of factory farms, where animals are treated more like a piece of machinery or commodity that's on an assembly line being produced for the consumer rather than a living sentient creature. Students can write about things such as types of foods that are really rooted in different cultures. I've had students write about different famines and other times in our history where we haven't had an adequate food supply for a lot of individuals. Students have written about food deserts, about school lunches and other types of topics. So really a range of topics that have worked really well for me. And that's one thing that's really vibrant and wonderful about teaching at the community college level is you can often, I'm not saying in every situation, but often you can pick a topic that works well for you. I kind of lucked out with the food theme because the reader that's required for my composition courses at Columbus State Community College, they do have several selections, or quite a few selections actually, on food, so that works really well. The other thing that I wanted to just share briefly is the importance of networking. When you're teaching in a community college setting, you always want to be looking for new opportunities to reach out, engage with, and meet new individuals in your profession. We're really fortunate to work with some really phenomenal people in education and higher education in particular, both secondary and higher education. And every opportunity that one has to engage with, share ideas, and interact with individuals within that community is really valuable. When possible, often conferences and things can be out of state and a good distance away and difficult to attend, but if there are ones in your area that you can attend, scholarly conferences and academic conferences, those can be great opportunities. And then I also just wanted to share briefly in this video segment the importance of continuing some of the development of your own ideas. So there are a range of different publications that publish topics related to teaching in a community college setting. TETYC, Teaching English in a Two-Year College, is probably one of the best known journals that caters to that particular group of instructors, but there are a range of others, and should you have the opportunity to submit either a publication, article, have a chapter considered for review in a textbook, these can be wonderful opportunities also to kind of get your name out there and get some practice in writing some of the scholarly works that are important to our field. I've submitted a couple and have not had them accepted thus far, but I'm definitely continuing to push on and continuing to submit different works to try to get not only some of my non-academic articles, which I've had a number of those published in magazines and newspapers and things, but also trying to get some of my academic work published as well so that I can start getting my name out a little bit in those areas too. So I really appreciate your time in watching this second video. Just for record purposes, this second video is recorded on September 10, 2018, and I'm looking forward to our last video where I'll spend just a little bit of time talking about finding different ways to supplement income if you're teaching at a community college, and then also ways to develop your resume and CV while working at a community college, things that you can list and put on there to continue bolstering your background and your list of qualifications. So thank you for watching and have a great day.